Good morning, students of Shri Govind Singh Gurjar, Government College Nasirabad, BA Part 2, English Literature. If you recall, last week we had started with Act 4, Scene 1 of the play Macbeth, which is prescribed for you in Paper 1. Macbeth is written by Shakespeare, you're well aware of that. We will continue from where we took a break last week. We are roughly at line about 100, where Macbeth is having a meeting with the three witches, and they have been showing him apparitions or visions and predicting what may happen to him in the future. After the third apparition descends, means disappears or goes down, Macbeth continues, that will never be. That will never be. This is in response to what the third apparition had promised him, and which was that as long as Birnam Wood does not come up or walk up the Dunsinane Hill, Macbeth is safe. Now, a wood is a piece of jungle which cannot walk, the trees in the jungle cannot walk on their own. Macbeth knows that. So he's assured that it will never happen, so I'm safe. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree, unfix his earth-bound root? Who can command the forest? Impress means command the forest. Bid the tree. Bid the tree means make the tree. To unfix means pull out his earth-bound root. Pull out their roots from the earth. It is not possible. Sweet bodements. Bodements means good omens. You good omens, good. Rebellious dead, rise never till the wood of Birnam rise. Rebellious dead is used for Banco. That is, my murders will never come back to threaten me. Who has he murdered particularly? He has murdered Duncan first and then he murdered Banco. So they will never come back to threaten me again. Rise never till the wood means my murders will never succeed till Birnam Wood rises and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature. High-placed Macbeth means the king, me, King Macbeth, shall live. The lease of nature means for my entire natural life. Pay his breath to time and mortal custom. That is, for I will live, I will continue to breathe till the end of my natural life. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. But my heart is still throbbing. Throbbing basically means beating fast. Here it means that I am still very eager to know one thing. Tell me, if thou art can tell so much, tell me if your dark powers, your art means if your dark powers can predict something, and that is, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom? Now he is still concerned about what the witches had promised him the first time. Him means Banquo had been promised that he will be a father to a line of kings. And Macbeth is worried that his children will not be kings in the future. So he wants to know that shall Banquo's issue means son, ever reign in this kingdom? Will the son of Banquo ever reign means rule in this kingdom? Meaning, will they be kings of Scotland? He's keen to know. Actually, he was jealous of this all. Seek to know no more. Don't try to find out any more. But Macbeth is determined. I will be satisfied. You will answer me. I demand to be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. That is, if you refuse to answer me, then may an eternal curse fall on you. He's vindictive, remember? He's spiteful. He's revengeful. So he has the audacity to curse the witches. So if you don't answer me, then may an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know. Tell me. Why sinks that cauldron? Now, as he's talking, that pot in which the various objects had been boiling, from which the different apparitions had risen, the visions had risen, that purse, I'm sorry, that, that pot, that cauldron is sinking into the earth. So it says, why sinks that cauldron? And what noise is this? What is that music? Hot boys. Hot boys are musicians. They play music for a ceremonial position. Show, show, show. And all say, show his eyes and grieve his heart. Since he is so keen to know the future, show him what he wants to see and let him suffer. Let him be unhappy. Come like shadows, so depart. Just as we came like shadows, in the same way, go away in the same manner. And what appears before Macbeth? A show of 8 kings, the last with a glass in his hand, followed by Banquo. The image is of 8 kings walking in a row, one after the other, which means that 8 generations of kings from the same family. And the last king is holding a glass. A glass here means a mirror, in which is reflected the image of Banquo. What does this mean? That all these kings are the descendants of Banquo for time immemorial, for generations to come. It will be Banquo's descendants, आने वाली पीढ़ियाँ, who will rule over Scotland. Now Macbeth looks at each of them. Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. The image that he can see in the mirror looks like Banquo. It is the ghost of Banquo. So he says, you look too much like the ghost of Banquo. Down, go away. Thy crown does sear mine eyeballs. Sear means hurt or burn. The crown that you are wearing. Now this can have 2 meanings. First, maybe there is a crown placed on the head of Banquo's ghost, signifying that he is the father to a line of kings. Secondly, if you recall, the murderers who had killed Banquo, one of them told Macbeth, had informed Macbeth that he inflicted 20 wounds with the sword or the knife on Banquo's head. And Banquo's head, the gashes or wounds on his head, the skull is open and there is blood and gore coming out. Seeing that vision, Macbeth is shaken. So he says, thy crown does sear, it hurts mine eyeballs. And thy hair, and the hair on your head, thou other gold-bound brow. Now the second king. Okay, to the second he says, your blonde hair, blonde means golden color. So your gold bound hair means your blonde hair is like the first. You look exactly like the first image. And a third is like the former. The first, the second, the third. Each king, they look like one another and each one is wearing a crown on his head. Now he's furious. So he turns in anger to the witches. Filthy hags. You filthy hags means you hateful old women. Why do you show me this? A fourth? There is a fourth king? Start eyes. My eyes are bulging, opening big and wide. So start eyes. What? With the line stretched out to the crack of doom? Crack of doom means end of time, forever. What? This line of kings will continue till the end of time? Will it never stop? Will the descendants of Banquo be kings of Scotland forever? Another yet? A seventh? I will see no more. He literally turns his face and covers his eyes. I will not see any more. And yet, the eighth appears. There is an eighth king. And yet an eighth appears who bears a glass. who's holding a mirror which shows me many more, in which I see many more kings of Scotland, all looking the same, all obviously descendants of Banquo. And some I see that twofold balls and treble scepters carry. Some of them later, further, they are carrying twofold balls, meaning later on, the King of Scotland will also be the King of England. And treble means three. And scepter, if you remember, I had drawn it on the board for you. A scepter is a gold stick, a stick made of solid gold, studded with jewels, which is held by the king in his hand, which is a mark of his sovereignty. So he is carrying the treble scepter, which means that the king will be the King of Scotland and England and Ireland, ruling over 3 countries, means he will be an emperor. Macbeth is so disheartened, horrible sight. This is a terrible sight. Now I see it is true, for the blood-boltered Banquo smiles upon me. Because now, last of all, boltered means clotted. The head of Banquo appears, which is clotted with blood, with his blood-clotted hair, and it is smiling upon me, and points then at them for his. He's pointing at those kings, and he's saying, they are mine. For his means, my descendants. मेरी आने वाली पीढ़ियाँ हैं ये सब, वो मुझे बता रहा है. The apparitions vanish. The spirits of the kings and the ghost of Banquo, they all vanish. What? Is this so? Is this true? क्या ये सच में होगा? First witch. Aye, sir, all this is so. Yes, it is true. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Why are you standing like this? Why do you stand there so dumbfounded, so shocked? Dumbfounded means shocked. Come, sisters, cheer we up his spirits. Come on, sisters, let us cheer him up and show the best of our delights and show him our talents. I will charm the air to give a sound. I will charm the air to produce music. Sound here means to produce music. While you perform your antic round, while you will dance, you perform your crazy dance, that this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay. So this king will say that we did our duty and entertained him. Music, the witches dance, and then they vanish. So for a moment or two, Macbeth is left alone on the stage. Where are they? He looks around. Gone? Have they gone? Let this pernicious hour, pernicious, evil, terrible, bad. And why is this hour bad? Because he has been shown visions which are in a way frightening for him. He did not want to see them. So let this pernicious hour stand, I accursed in the calendar. Stand means marked. I means forever. Accursed means marked as evil. Let this evil hour be cursed in the calendar forever. Come in without there. He calls to somebody. You outside, come in. Means remember, he is the king. So he did not come to this place alone. He was escorted by a whole train of followers. But he went into that cave alone. So nobody actually knows what happened inside. So enter Lennox. What is your grace's will? Macbeth. Saw you the weird sisters? Did you see the weird sisters? No, my lord. Came they not by you? Did they not pass by you? Remember, they left the cave. So Macbeth assumes that as they came out of the cave, Lennox must have seen them. Did you not see them? No, indeed, my lord. Macbeth. Please mark this dialogue of Macbeth for reference to context. These are important lines. Infected be the air whereupon they ride. They means the witches. The air on which they ride is infected. They means the witches. And damned all those that trust them. He knows, he understands. And he means to say, any man who trusts the words of the witches, he is doomed to go to hell because he acted on the witches' indication. So I am foolish. He accepts that for believing what the witches told me. And I have paved my way to hell. He's accepting this. I did hear the galloping of horse. I heard the galloping of the horse. Somebody was galloping means fast running horse. Who was it came by? Who is it that who has come here? So Lennox answers, "'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word that Macbeth is fled to England." Bring you word means they have come with the news or the information that Macbeth is fled. Fled means run away. Macbeth has run away to England. Now who is Macbeth? If you remember, Macbeth was the Thane of Fife who had refused to attend the feast that was organized and hosted by Macbeth. And he had openly opposed Macbeth. And now he knows that his life is in danger. So he has run away to England. He has gone to England to take refuge. And earlier, if you remember, we had heard Ross talking to some other lord. And one informed the other that Macbeth hopes to go to England and appeal to the King of England to save Scotland from the clutches of the tyrant Macbeth. Fled to England? Yes, my lord. Macbeth. Time, thou anticipatest my dread exploits. Anticipatest means expected and thwarted. Now, to thwart means to stop somebody from doing something. किसी को कुछ करने से हम जब रोकते हैं, means you are thwarting that person's efforts. So time, you have anticipated my dread exploits. My dread exploits means my dreadful plans. And what were Macbeth's dreadful plans? He had planned perhaps to get Macbeth also killed, just as he had murdered Duncan, and he had ordered the murderers to go and kill Banquo. Macbeth was going to be the next victim. But Macbeth has run away to safety. And so Macbeth is feeling cheated. The flighty purpose never is overtook unless the deed go with it. Unless a person does something the second he thinks of it, he will never get a chance to do it. As soon as you plan something, as soon as you decide to do something, convert your decision or plan into action. Then you will be successful. If you delay it even for a short time, all your plans will come to nothing. From this moment, now he takes a pledge in a way. From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. From now on, as soon as I decide to do something, I'm going to act on it immediately. In other words, I will convert my thoughts into immediate action. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. And even, in fact, I will start following on my thoughts with actions right now. And what does he plan to do? The castle of Macbeth I will surprise. I am going to raid Macbeth's castle. Macbeth may have gone away to safety, but Macbeth knows, he's certain, that Macbeth's family will still be there at home. So Macbeth plans to attack Macbeth's castle, and I will seize upon Fife. I will make a sudden attack, surround and capture the castle of Fife, give to the edge of the sword. I will kill who? His wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. I will kill his wife, Macduff's wife. I will kill his babes, means his children, and all those unfortunate people who are unlucky enough to stand in line for his inheritance. Anybody who is remotely related to Macduff will be put to death, so that Macduff's entire family is killed. No boasting like a fool. I am not going to only boast, no more foolish talk of boasting. This deed I will do before this purpose cool. I will do this deed before I lose my sense of purpose. No more sights. But I don't want any more visions from the witches. He has decided never to meet the witches again. He does not want to see anything else. Where are these gentlemen? Where are those messengers? Come, bring me where they are. Come on, bring them to me and exit. With this, we end Act 4, Scene 1 and break here. We will continue in the next session. Thank you.